A quick mic check, just making sure everything's up and running. We've got 4 minutes until the beginning of the final 3 games of Season 2 of Blaseball, the world's greatest sport. Just gonna do a quick sound check with a new panel that's sprouted out of the Panopticon. Hopefully these sounds aren't too alarming. And then I have a couple more sound effects for when we're near the end of the show, when we've only got a few games remaining. We've got a couple of bat hits and a couple of ball catches. We'll see how often we can actually trigger these because there are a lot of stats to read on the screen. Let's see how well we can do, though. We've got 3 minutes and 3 seconds left. Let's jump over to the previous day's scores. The Firefighters and Breathmints went at it. Firefighters winning 6-4. The Dale hosted the Sunbeams. Sunbeams 2, Dale 1. Millennials hosting the Magic. Millennials having the proper counter curse on hand, beating the Magic 3-2. The Tigers faced the Jazz Hands and bit the hand that razzle-dazzled them. Tigers 10, Jazz Hands 6. The Pies and Crabs went at it, and the Pies splattered the Crabs 8-3. The Garages hosted the Moist Talkers and got drenched. The Moist Talkers 18, the Garages 3. Fridays hosted the Flowers and got outbloomed. 7 for the Flowers, 6 for the Fridays. Shoe Thieves hosted the Lovers, and the Lovers went all the way. 8 for Lovers, 7 for Shoe Thieves. Wild Wings hosted the Spies, and the Spies went about their duplicitous and sneaky methodology and trounced them 6-2. And the Tacos hosted the Steaks. Tacos took it through the drive-thru and ran all the way home. Tacos 4, Steaks 3. Hello, friends listening in the audience. Welcome, all sports fans of every shape, size, color, and chemical composition. We're all friends here. Let's enjoy some sports. Let's take a quick look at the upcoming time. We've got 1 minute and 20 some change remaining. The umpires have manifested at all of the fields. They are carrying the lead-lined box that holds the remaining pages of the Forbidden Book opened at the end of the last season. They are moving them from one storage receptacle to the other, and they have successfully put them into the storage receptacle. The radiation has been contained. We're not sure why they do this, whether they're consecrating the ground, unconsecrating it, who knows, except for them. We've got 50-some seconds remaining. One note of the national anthem has been played and promptly silenced because it's time for sports. Let's fire up the Panopticon because we're just a few scant seconds away. We are all love Blaseball. And let me grab something else. There was another comment that's been making the rounds amongst the Blaseball fandom. Where is it? Here we go. I am now participating in the cultural event of Blaseball. 20 seconds to go. Thank you, the Saw of the Table, for joining our show. 13 seconds. Let's get back to the Panopticon. And let me grab my backup Panopticon lens. Marvelous. And we're off to the races. For the Shoe Thieves and Firefighters, Shoe Thieves are pitching first. Justice Spoon on the mound. Sunbeams and Tigers. Sunbeams are batting first against Yasmin Mason for the Tigers. Moist Talkers and Spies. Moist Talkers pitching. Greer Lott pitching for the Moist Talkers. Wild Wings and Garages. Garages have Tot Clark on the mound. Magic versus Tacos. The Tacos have Sexton Wheeler pitching. Lovers and Steaks. Lovers have Yosh Carpenter on the mound. Flowers versus Fridays. Fridays are fielding Sam Solis for pitching. Jazz Hands versus Dale. Dale have Dan Bong on the mound. Breathmints and the Millennials have just started their game Oscar Vaughn pitching for the Breath Mints. And Crabs versus Pies, last but certainly not least, Pies have Kevin Dudley pitching. The Sunbeams and Tigers match is starting to heat up. Let's jump over there real quick. Reese Trombone batting against Yasmin Mason. We have someone on first and second, one out. Let's see what happens. And someone got caught stealing third base. 2 balls so far for Reese with 2 outs. And another ball. And Reese Trombone draws a walk, someone on first and second. Let's see what happens next with Emmett Internet batting for the Sunbeams. There's a ball. Quick look around the league. Millennials have put a point on the board against the Breath Mints, as well as the Magic managing to put a point on the board and someone on first and third. Let's jump down to the Magic versus Tacos right now. We've got Penelope Matthews batting for the Magic, someone on first and third. 2 outs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see if Matthews can make this happen. And hits a fly out to Wanda Pathos. Let's take a quick skip around the league. Scores-wise, the Millennials are actually just out here today. Wesley Dudley just struck out against Patty Fox. Millennials have 3 points on the board versus the Breath Mints 0. Kansas City batting now. Let's take another quick jump through the league. Magic is still holding their lead against the Tacos with 1 run, and everyone else is locked up with double zeros. We're seeing a bunch of fans in the audience today. Claws up for the Crabs from Niblax. We've got, let's see, who else? Princess Ruby shouting out for the Stakes, and we've got Darling Damsel X shouting for the Shoe Thieves. And I almost missed Ben Burbank calling on the garages to burn, let's burn some blazes. Sorry, skipped. Try it from the top. Come on, garages, let's put some bums on blazes. Ron of the Mill calling for the Pies. Pies or die. And a quick skip through the league. Moist Talkers have someone on first and third right now. Oh, and Joe Voorhees just hits a fly out to Mickey Santana. Switching it up, Spies batting now. Let's just take another quick look around the league. The Stakes have managed to put a point on the board versus the Lovers right now. 2 outs for the Stakes. No one on bases. Jazz Hands have 1 run against the Dale and someone on bases. Kathy Matthews batting for the Jazz Hands. 2 strikes, 1 ball. And reaches first on Fielder's Choice. Baby Doyle out at second. Bevan Underbuck batting for the Jazz Hands right now. And there's a foul. And Bevan Underbuck hits a single. He's on first and second now. Let's see what happens next for the Jazz Hands. Tamara Crankett batting. We also have some action elsewhere in the league. The Flowers have someone on first. Oh, spoke too soon. Flowers have scored 2-0 versus the Fridays right now. We also have some action with the Sunbeams and Tigers. Sunbeams have someone on first and second and just scored a run before that. Sunbeams taking the lead over the Tigers. All right, let's jump back up to the top of the league. Firefighters are taking the lead versus the Shoe Thieves. 2-0 right now. 2 people on bases for the Shoe Thieves, though. Esme Ramsey just hit a single and scored 1, putting the Shoe Thieves on the board. They've got someone on first and third. 1 out, and Blankenship Fisher batting for the Shoe Thieves. Ball 1. Let's see what happens here, folks. Ball 2. Ball 3, Blankenship may be taking a walk here. And reaches first on Fielder's Choice. Esme Ramsey out at second. Still managed to score a point with Workman Gloom, though, tying the game. Morrow Doyle batting for the Shoe Thieves next. Still 2 outs, 1 person on first. We'll see what hits a triple and scores. Way to go, Morrow Doyle breaking the tie. Shoe Thieves up 3-2, top of the second. Still 2 outs, and Ren Hunter hitting the plate right now. Strike 1. and hits a triple and scores. The Shoe Thieves are stealing not only your kicks, but also your bases. Velasquez Allstott batting up next, still 2 outs. Oh, and hits a fly out to baby Urlacher. Mateo Prestige taking the mound for the Shoe Thieves. The Firefighters have quite the blaze to try and put out from the Shoe Thieves right now. Let's take another quick skip around the league. Sunbeams are still holding on to their 1-run lead. The Tigers are batting right now with someone on first and third, but with 2 outs. Zion Alicia Keys batting now, 1 strike, 1 ball, and hits a fly out to Velasquez Meadow. What a shame. Spies and Moist Hawkers are still locked up, 0-0. Wild Wings and Garages. Wild Wings are taking the lead 3-0 versus the Garages. The Magic and Tacos are still going at it. Magic 1, Tacos 0, and Tacos batting right now with 2 people on bases. Moses Simmons batting with 2 outs. Let's see what happens here for a moment, folks. Ball 3 for Moses Simmons. We might see bases loaded here. Oh, Patel Beyonce steals third. And strike 1 from Moses Simmons. Moses Simmons hits a ground out to Richardson Turquoise. What a shame. Let's keep skipping through the league. Stakes are still taking the lead against the Lovers 1-0. Flowers 2-0 versus the Fridays. Jazz Hands 2 versus the Dale 1. Jazz Hands batting right now. Alden Cash Money batting. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Somebody on second. Another fall for Mr. Cash Money. Or them. Pardon me, folks. I'm trying to be a little bit better about pronouns. Alden Cash Money hits a double and scores. Way to go, Cash Money. Baby Doyle up for the Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands 3-1 right now. And a strike looking. Elsewhere in the league, Breathmints are holding their own against the Millennials 4-3. And Crabs versus Pies. Pies are keeping it flaky and keeping it tasty. They're beating the Crabs right now 4-0. Steven Leitner batting for the Jazz Hands. Someone on third with 2 outs. Let's see if anything shakes up here. We've got some more action happening over by the Sunbeams and Tigers. We're going to skip up there next after we see what happens real quick with Leitner. Leitner swings and strikes out. Let's jump up real quick. Sunbeams and Tigers are still locked up with 1-0. Shoe Thieves are still dominating the Firefighters with 2 people on bases, first and second. Stu Trololo reaches first on fielder's choice. Velasquez Allstott out at third. Still 2 people on bases. Sebastian Townsend batting. Seeing a fair number of folks in the chat calling out for their favorite teams and players. Someone calling for Morrow. It was Josh Cortex Millard shouting for Morrow. We've got Ron of the Mill calling for the Pies. And Deceitful Full Gemini has 40 on the wings. Let's hope your bets don't bust, friend. Sunbeams and Tigers just suddenly got a lot more interesting. Fan favorite Landry Violence just hits a single. I haven't had an opportunity to check Twitter from the Tigers management to see who the powerful spirit Landry Violence is possessing currently. But Tigers are taking a bite out of the sun right now, 2-1. Landry Violence out at second. That's a shame. Alyssa Harrell batting for the Tigers now. Let's take a quick skip around the league. Wild Wings and Garages have gotten a little more spicy. Wild Wings 3, Garages 1. Magic and Tacos, Steaks and Lovers both 1-0 right now. Flowers still blooming against the Fridays 2-0. Jazz Hands still keeping it flexible and razzle-dazzled against the Dale 3-1. Millennials are staging a comeback 5-4 versus the Breathmints, but the Breathmints are batting right now, and the Pies are still dominating 4-0. Let's take a quick jump back up to the top and scroll through our listings. Niblack's talking about Polka Dot Patterson, if I believe so, from the PDP. And Polka Dot has some spot on aim. A few nights ago, we were casting, and there was a 20-inning game with Patterson pitching, and it was a grueling match. Princess Ruby, thank you so kindly for the compliments. I'm just a fan like everybody else listening, and I'm just trying to do my best. Let's take a quick hop, skip, and a jump through the league. Jose Haley batting for the Wild Wings. They've got 2 people on bases, 3 balls. Let's see if Haley takes a walk. and draws a walk. Bases loaded, one out for the Wild Wings. Summers Preston batting now. And a strike. And hits a grand slam for the Wings. Way to go, Summers Preston. Wild Wings 7, Garages 1. Miguel Wheeler batting next for the Wild Wings. Let's take a quick skip through the league. Jazz Hands and Dale have some folks on bases as well. Tot Fox batting for the Jazz Hands. Someone on first and third. 3 balls so far for Tot Fox, pitched by Dan Bong from the Dale. And Tot Fox reaches on fielder's choice. Tamara Crinkett out at second. Kathy Matthews, I believe I caught that right, scored 4-1 right now. Jazz Hands. Comfort September-ish batting for the Jazz Hands. Zen Cowboy 23 in chat calls out that Mateo Carpenter of the Flowers is an up-and-comer, and I can't wait to see what they can do in Season 3, as well as these last couple of games of Season 2. Unfortunate shape calls for the Shoes to bring it home, so let's see how well they'll do out there. Quick hop, skip up, and Lawrence Horn hits a single for the Wild Wings. They've got someone on first and third right now. Shoot Thieves and Firefighters. Shoot Thieves still leading 4-2. Sunbeams Tigers. Tigers still dominating 2-1. Bottom of the fourth. Top of the sixth. And it is dead quiet against the Spies and the Moist Talkers. Quite a slow game there. Let's jump over back to the Wild Wings. They are now 8-1 versus the Garages. Someone's still on first. Yong Wright batting for the Wild Wings. 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And strikes looking. Stephanie Winters pitching now for the Wild Wings. Friendly Truffle calling for Chicago in the chat. I'm only allowed 2 instances of bias per broadcast day, and I'm going to save them. Deceitful Gemini calling for the Wings gang. And Ron of the Mill, terribly sorry, says the Pies are very powerful and also unstoppable. One wonders where they got their unstoppable talisman from and whether or not it's league allowed. Jessica Telephone, fan favorite of the Pies, batting now. We've got people on first and third right now. There's a strike for Jessica Telephone. Let's see if they can pick it up. Strike 2. Rumors have it that Jessica Telephone is wielding a gunblade bat, but let's see what happens when that ball connects. And hits a sacrifice fly. Dan Holloway tags for the score. Morrow Wilson batting for the Pies. Pies 5, Crabs 0. A quick skip through the league. Millennials are dominating right now. 6-4 against the Breathmints. Jazz Hands are still holding their own against the Dale. 4-1. Flowers still holding at 2-0 versus the Fridays. Steaks and Lovers, Magic and Tacos are the same scores, 1-0 respective for both. Wild Wings are just going wild, 8-1 right now, but the Garages have bases loaded with 2 outs. Let's see what Avila Guzman can do for the Garages. There's a strike. And a foul. Bennett Browning steals home, putting an extra point on the board for the Garages. They're still lagging 6. Let's see what happens. There's a ball for Guzman. And strikes out, looking a shame. Let's keep it going through the league. Moist Talkers and Spies are still running their domestic espionage campaign of baseball. Oh my goodness! Simon Haley just hits a triple and puts the point on the board, breaking the deadlock against the Spies. We've got the Sunbeams and Tigers heating up. Sunbeams starting to bring out the magnifying glasses and build a death ray against the Tigers. Sunbeams 4, Tigers 2. Shoe Thieves are still holding their own against Chicago right now. Shoe Thieves 4, Firefighters 2. Thanks for tuning in, sports fans. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're just going to keep running through scores as this all goes. Crabs have someone on first and third. Kennedy Loser hit into a double play, though. Polka Dot Patterson, the arm cannon of the Crabs, on the mound. Patty Fox is pitching to Whit Steak Knife with the Millennials Breathmints game, and Whit Steak Knife strikes out looking. Gray Olivardo batting for the Breathmints now. This is the top of the sixth for the Breath Mints and Millennials game. We'll see if maybe the Millennials can win one today. I know a lot of New York fans out there are pretty sad with their performance lately, but, there's always next season if they're not disintegrated. Rodriguez, internet batting right now. Ball 1, 2, outs. We've got Video Witch in the chat chanting for the Sunbeams. Let's go, Sunbeams. Rodriguez, internet hits a triple and is on third right now. Isabeth Guerrera, trying to get better about pronunciations here, folks. Bear with me. Guerrera is batting now and hits a single and scores. Breath Mints are inching closer to the Millennials. Eduardo Ingram batting for the Breath Mints. Let's take a quick skip through the league. Jazz Hands are still 4-1, top of the 6th versus the Dale. Flowers still 2-0, top of the 7th against the Fridays. Steaks and Lovers mirroring the Flowers and Fridays here. It's kind of odd. Bottom of the 7th, Steaks 2, Lovers 0. Top of the 6th, Magic and Tacos have tied it up. Wild Wings are still going absolutely wild on the Garages. Wild Wings 9, Garages 2. Moist Talkers are still leading against the Spies in the top of the 8th. Moist Talkers 1, Spies 0. Tigers are starting to stock up on the Sunbeams. Tigers 3, Sunbeams 4, and the Shoe Thieves and Firefighters game in the top of the 6th is still 4-2. Let's jump back down real quick. Jazz Hands have 2 people on base right now. Comfort Septemberish batting 2 outs. Tamara Crinkett steals third. We've got someone on first and third right now. And Comfort Septemberish hits a single and scores. Jazz Hands 6. Still somebody on first and second. Hendricks Richardson batting for the Jazz Hands now. There's a strike. Pardon me if I butcher this name. Adjoin Berin says, Magic need to remember how to score runs. I think maybe they spent too much time memorizing spells last night. Tot Fox steals third base. Hendricks Richardson still batting, hits a triple, scores 2. Jazz Hands 8, Dale 1. Levy Phipps in chat says, the Breath Mints have had a rough few days as of late, but I have hope for this series. And Nicky Egg, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is sad about the Lovers right now. Friendly Truffle says, steal what we can't earn. Let's jump back up to the top of the charts here. Shoe Thieves 4-2 at the bottom of the 6th versus the top of the 7th, versus the Firefighters right now. Justice Spoon pitching for the Firefighters. Top of the 6th between the Sunbeams and Tigers. Sunbeams 4, Tigers 3, Sunbeams batting. 2 outs, first and third loaded. Let's see what Alana Bella Hollywood can do. Sorry again about names, I'm doing my best. Hits a 3-run home run. Wow. Sunbeam 7, Tigers 3. Randall Marijuana batting now, 2 outs. And hits a ground out to spectral favorite Landry Violence. Let's take a quick skip around the league the rest of the way. Spies and Moist Talkers are still Spies 0, Moist Talkers 1. Bottom of the 8th. This game may be wrapping up pretty soon. Wild Wings 9, Garages 2. Malik Destiny batting for the Garages right now with someone on first and second and only 1 out. Let's see if Destiny can be changed. And strikes out swinging. Let's see who's up next. Theodore Dunde batting for the Garages. 2 outs, someone on first and second. And hits the ground out to Miguel Wheeler. Let's keep skipping through the league. Magic 1 right now, Tacos 3. Tyga Quitter batting for the Tacos with someone on first. And hits a fly out to Oscar Dolly. Stakes still leading 2-0 versus the Lovers at the top of the 8th. Flowers still blooming, top of the 8th against the Fridays. Flowers 2, Fridays 0. Jazz Hands are keeping it jazzy, 9 to the Dale 1. At the bottom of the 6th, we already have a final game. Score, Crabs and Pies. Pies dominating here, 5-0. They were the underdog, but there is no shame triggered. Bottom of the 7th with the Breath Mints and Millennials. Dominic Marijuana batting, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dominic is trying to help put some more points on the board to distance themselves from the Breath Mints, and it doesn't work out with a fly out to Gray Alivardo. Millennials are still holding on, though. 1 point above the Breath Mints. Let's take another quick jump up top. The Shoe Thieves have just exploded. They've got someone on first and second. Workman Gloom batting, 2 outs. Shoe Thieves 7, Firefighters 2. and hits the ground out to Rivers Rosa. Maybe the firefighters can douse this blaze, but it looks unlikely right now, folks. Top of the 7th, Sunbeam still leading 7-4 against the Tigers. Top of the 9th with the Spies and Moist Talkers. This game might be wrapping up here pretty quickly. Moist Talkers are leading only 1 run, though. Bottom of the 8th, Oh, yes, the Spies Moist Talkers game just ended. Heavily favored Moist Talkers win with 1 run. Bottom of the 8th, Wild Wings and Garages are still going at it. Wild Wings leading 9-2. Top of the 7th, Magic 1, Tacos 3. And top of the 9th, with both the Steaks and Lovers and Flowers and Fridays, we may see both of those games wrapping up here really quick. Steaks leading 2-0 versus the Lovers. Flowers leading 2-0 against the Fridays. Josh Cortex Millard in chat says, "We're the shoes, but the firefighters are the ones going in a box." Woof. Quick jump through the remaining games of the league. Bottom of the 8th right now, McLaughlin Scorpler batting for the Millennials, a fan favorite. The Discord often has little scorpion emotes popping up when Scorpler's on the plate. Hits the ground out to Hewitt Best, though. Conrad Vaughn batting for the Millennials. And hits the ground out to Witt's Steak Knife. That's a shame. Let's take another quick skip through the league. Jazz Hands are still dominating 9-1 versus the Dale. Bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 9th for the Steaks and Lovers. This game is probably going to wrap up here really quick if the Steaks can just manage to get 3 outs in a quick succession. And they're starting fast. Helga Burton hitting a ground out to Stevenson Monstera, I'm terribly sorry, folks. Quichero Guerra batting. And at the top of the 9th, Flowers are leading 2 versus Friday 0. Zen Cowboy 23 says, "Flowers, you can do it. Clinch that postseason." Let's see what happens for those Flowers. They're 3-0 right now, just taking another point up. Isaac Rubberman batting for the Flowers. And a quick skip through the league. Firefighters have managed to put a point on the board, but it's the top of the 8th. They're still flagging behind, 4 runs behind the Shoe Thieves. The Shoe Thieves have managed to get a good running game running. Sunbeams versus Tigers, bottom of the 7th. Sunbeams 7, Tigers 4. Pardon me, folks, while I catch my breath real quick. Flowers are doing really great today. They are 4-0 versus the Fridays, top of the 9th. And top of the 9th, Boyfriend Monreal is batting for the Breath Mints, a fan favorite. There's a foul with 1 out. Isabeth Guerra steals 3rd. 1st and 3rd loaded. Boyfriend Monreal hits a single and scores, tying the game back up with the Millennials. Marquez Clark batting next. Let's take another quick skip through the league. The Dale have started racking up some points. Jazz Hands still 9, Dale 5, pardon me. Randall Dennis scored on Jasmine Washington being out at 2nd. Logan Horseman batting for the Dale. Someone on Twitter earlier was asking, how much horse is Horseman Dale? How much horse is Logan Horseman? Oh, and they just hit a single. They definitely have some horsepower behind their swings. Han Fox batting for the Dale. Let's take another quick skip through the league and see what's happening. Shoe Thieves have managed to distance themselves from the Firefighters just a little bit. Shoe Thieves 8, Firefighters 3. Sunbeams and Tigers are still 7 and 4 respective. Wild Wings are absolutely wild. We're going to stick here for a moment, folks, because bases are loaded. Young right batting and just hit a fly out to Bennett Browning. Sorry there, Wild Wings, even though you're still dominating the Garages 10-2 at the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 8th, Tacos have bases loaded right now. Patel Beyonce batting, no outs for the Tacos right now. Ball 1. Logan Rodriguez pitching for the Magic might be feeling the pressure. Ball 2. Ball 3. Patel Beyonce may be helping them score on a walk. Draws a walk. Rat Polk scores. Tacos 4. Magic 1. Bottom of the 8th. Bases still loaded. No outs. Tyga Quitter batting. A quick update on some completed games. Steaks winning against the Lovers. Steaks 2, Lovers 0. Flowers finishing out the Fridays. Flowers 4, Fridays 0. Let's jump back up to these bases loaded. Tyga Quitter has 3 balls right now. Tyga might be walking. There's a foul. Grunty is Grunchy Thirst is calling a shame. There is a shame in effect against the Breathmints right now. Millennials are leading 7-6 Breathmints. Shame in effect. Actually, pardon me. Let me fix my vocal cords here. Shame in effect right now for the Breathmints. Right now, Tacos still have bases loaded. 5-1 against the Magic. 1 out. We're going to jump back and forth. The Millennials have won against the Breathmints in Game 1 of the final 3 games. The Breathmints were shamed. McDowell Sasquatch batting now for the Tacos. They've managed to score another couple of points. Tacos 7, Magic 1, and McDowell Sasquatch hits a single and scores. People on first and third right now, 1 out. Tacos are definitely in the mood for some fast food. They are dominating. A quick jump to the top games in our season. Shoe Thieves and Firefighters, top of the 9th. Shoe Thieves 8, Firefighters 3. Top of the 9th for the Sunbeams and Tigers game. Sunbeams 8, Tigers 4. Bottom of the 9th with the Wild Wings and Garages, 2 outs. This might just be over here right now. Theodore Dunde hits a ground out to Ronan Combs. That's the game. Tigers 10. Wild Wings 10. Garages 4. Tigers and Sunbeams are still playing. Sorry for the mistake, folks. The Tacos don't seem to believe in magic today, folks. They're 9-1. Rat Polk batting. And reaches first on fielder's choice. Wyatt Mason out at second. McDowell Sasquatch scores. Tacos 10, Magic 1. Someone buy them a booster pack. Bottom of the 8th, Jazz Hands 10, Dale 5. Dale's got 2 people on first and third, and we've got 2 outs. Randy Dennis batting, 3 balls. Let's see what happens. Draws a walk. Bases loaded for the Dale right now with 2 outs. They're still flagging behind the Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands 10, Dale 5, Jasmine Washington batting. Strike 1. Ball 1. Foul ball. Jasmine Washington struck out swinging. Baby Doyle batting for the Jazz Hands at the top of the 9th. Let's take a quick skip through the league. Shoe Thieves and Firefighters, as well as the Sunbeams and Tigers game, are in the bottom of the 9th right now. These should be wrapping up shortly. Baby Urlacher batting for the Firefighters. Hits a triple and gets on base. 2 outs, though, for the Firefighters. It's an uphill battle both ways. Lou Rosehart batting for the Firefighters next. Strike 1. Strike 2. Lou Rosehart strikes out looking. So that should be the game for the Shoe Thieves Firefighters. Yes, it is. Shoe Thieves were favored to win and have done so versus the Firefighters. Shoe Thieves 8, Firefighters 3. Bottom of the 9th for the Sunbeams. Let's take a keen glance at this. We've got 1 out for the Tigers right now. Randy Castillo batting, and Zion Alicia Keys steals third. Let's see what happens here. Hits a 2-run home run. Way to go, Tigers. Getting a little bit closer to the sun. Sunbeam 8, Tigers 6. Fish Summers batting for the Tigers. Only 1 out. There may be a sliver of a chance of them turning this around. Jumping down a little further into the league games that are still running. Fish Summers hits a flyout to Velasquez Meadows for the Tigers game. Sorry, folks. Landry Violence for the Tigers. Fan favorite up now. 2 outs. Let's see if they can bring... Oh! And a ground out to Nerd Pacheco. I believe that's the game. The favorite Sunbeams have beaten the Tigers. Sunbeams 8, Tigers 6. Sorry, Tigers fans. I'm sure Hades residents are not pleased. Spies 0, let's jump to a live game. Terribly sorry. Top of the 9th right now. Tacos are 10, Magic 3. Sutton Picklestein hit a flyout. That's the game. Tacos winning 10-3 versus the Magic. Tacos were underdogs of that match. One of our other our last active game right now is the Jazz Hands and Dale. Campos Arias pitching for the Jazz Hands right now. Han Fox batting for the Dale. Let's see what happens. 2 outs. Foul ball. Ball 1. Ball 2. Foul ball 2. And Han Fox struck out swinging. I'm pretty sure that's the game. Yes, indeed, that is game day 1 of the final 3 games of Blaseball Season 2. Let's take a quick run through the scores. Let's see also how much time we have left before the next round. Next round of games is in 29 minutes. We have plenty of time. So let's take a quick look at the scores here. Game 1. All of these games are Game 1. Let's talk about Shoe Thieves Firefighters. Shoe Thieves were favored to win and did so against the Chicago Firefighters. Charleston Shoe Thieves. Yes, Charleston, your kicks are my kicks. Sorry, folks, I'm still internalizing centers of location for many of these teams. It's all kind of nebulous here in the Panopticon. But anyway, Shoe Thieves versus Firefighters. Shoe Thieves winning 8-3. The Hellmouth Sunbeams were favored to win against the Hades Tigers and did so. Sunbeams 8, Tigers 6. The Spies hosting the Moist Talkers. Canada left them dry, kept themselves moist. Moist Talkers 1, Spies 0. Wild Wings hosting the Garages. Wild Wings kept it spicy and zesty. Wild Wings 10, Garages 4. Somebody changed the batteries in the clicker for the Garages so they can open the door and actually make it to the field next time. Magic hosted the Tacos, and the Tacos said straight out, sorry, we don't believe in magic. Tacos 10, Magic 3. Steaks hosting the Lovers. Steaks brought the beef and brought the points. Steaks 2, Lovers 0. Flowers and Fridays. Fridays seemed to be confused about days of week and didn't show up almost. Flowers 4, Fridays 0. Jazz Hands hosted the Dale and handed them a shattering defeat. Jazz Hands 10, Dale 5. Breath Mints hosted the Millennials, and the Millennials brought their A-game, beating the Breath Mints and shaming them in the process. Yes, indeed, folks, Game 1 of 3 in the final 3 set of Season 2 does indeed have a shame. We'll go over what that might mean in Season 3 in a moment, but let's talk about our last but not least game. Crabs hosted the Pies, and the Crabs could not get a slice. The Pies were flaky and furious and victorious. Pies 5 as underdogs, still winning against the Crabs 0. Let's jump over to the upcoming games for just a moment. We've got 26 minutes and change remaining. This is